Well, here's another epic fail with the tilapia system, and this is a catastrophic one. I think this is probably going to be the end of this whole project. So what happened was I turned on the hose Thursday night to let it just run about 10 gallons of water in to help top off the sump, and then I walked out and forgot, and it ran all night and the next day while I was at work until I got home about 1 o'clock and I heard water splashing. So it had ran that entire time. God knows what my water bill is going to be. But I ran in, shut it off, and at the time the water was crystal clear, which was nice, you know, nice water change on the tank. And all the fish, there weren't any dead ones yet, they were all down at the bottom, which I figured was because the water was colder and they weren't wanting to eat, so they were all just settled at the bottom. So I figured they'd be fine. I dumped in some, you know, chlorine stuff to treat the water and get the chlorines out of it. But I don't know if that's what did it, or if I didn't turn the feeder off, so I don't know if the chlorine killed them and they just weren't dead yet, or if they didn't turn the feeder off and they didn't eat, and then that overloaded the water with nutrients and that's what choked them. But I'm thinking the chlorine was probably the bigger factor. Anyway, while I was netting these out, I saw one fish come up and still gulp for air, so there's at least one still alive. But I've still got more in there I got to go get, so I'm gonna cut this off. But this is definitely a sad moment, and this is, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars and hours and hours and hours worth of effort and pain in the ass to try to raise some fish, and also it can just die by one stupid mistake. So yeah, automation's great, but you got to check on it, and you know, be smart when you go in your fish room, and, you know, just change one little thing real quick. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing and what might happen, because this really hurts. Well, I see a few in here still alive. There's one gulping for air. There's two more back there in the corner. I counted at least 4 so far that have come up gulping for air. So I've got my freshwater tank filling up right now, so I can do another emergency water change on this. But oh, there's a big one that's still alive. Nice. There might be hope yet. You know, I was sitting here telling myself not to say this was a good thing by any means, but, you know, I really was to the point that I was like, man, I really got to get some fish out of this tank because they're really crowded, and I was hoping I could just feed them up and get enough of them growing up to, you know, start knocking a few in the head and putting them in the freezer as a means of thinning down their population. But nah, just takes one big die off. That'll pretty well settle that. But I don't know how many I have left now. We'll see once all the dust settles what I've got. But I think I'll take the catfish and whatever those other things are that I found out at the farm today, and I'll throw them in here when it's all cleaned up and ready. They're in a bucket right now on the back deck, so I can do something with them. So, you know, like I told my wife, the Lord taketh away and you give it back. No sooner than she had texted me a picture of all the dead fish, it wasn't but 20 minutes later I found all those ones out there in the ditch at the farm. So scoop them up and see what we can do with them. Maybe they'll just become pets, who knows. But for now, I just saw another dead one float up and then it floated back down, so if I see it come up again I'll grab it. But I think that's about all of them that are dead. Hopefully the rest of them will make it. Oh, this sucks. Well, it's been several weeks since the catastrophic kill-off due to my stupidity, and I figured I just needed to make a wrap-up video, and it's all part of the one video here, but this is basically where I'm headed. I've lost everything except for what I think maybe 2 tilapia left here. You can't even see them. The water's not dirty, it's just dark in here, but 2 tilapia left. And I also put those 2 bowfins in here, which I only see the one bowfin now, but you see my video from out at the farm. I caught a couple of fish when I was out there doing dirt work in one of the puddles. Anyway, pretty much 2 tilapia left, and that's all. So I was going to tear the whole thing down and say the heck with it, you know, just kill the 2 tilapia and feed them to the chickens. But now that there's 2 instead of just 1, I think I'm going to go ahead and grow them out and just see what happens. So there's one. Yeah, there they are. They're both tilapia. So they're both in there. Anyway, I think I'm going to grow them out and just, you know, at least put 2 on the table just so I can say I did it. So anyway, just, you know, it was certainly a hard hit to take to lose everything like I did. And like I said, it was just a stupid mistake. I left the hose on all night long. And killed off all the beneficial bacteria, which then caused an ammonia spike, killed all the fish. So whatever, lessons learned. I think that's kind of just, you know, a sign that I'm too busy and got too much going on. But as it stands, I'm going to let these 2 grow on out, put them on the table for dinner one night, and then I'm going to shut this whole thing down I'm not quitting, I'm not giving up. I just want you guys to know that I'll be back fooling with the tilapia in the future, but for right now I'm going to mothball the whole operation. I've got much bigger fish to fry, no pun intended, in order to get my farm developed and getting the house built. Once I get out there and stabilized, I'll see about setting this stuff back up and getting back to playing with the fishies.